Hello, welcome to Wizbango. This is me trying to code a game in C on Windows from scratch, except I have no idea what I'm doing, so you can learn with me. So I have just figured out how to put this picture here and also not show the recording window, which I think is quite good, but that has nothing to do with anything. So what I wanted to show you today is how to open a window. And before I show you how to do that and what all the things mean and all that good stuff, I'm going to show you what it's supposed to look like. Actually, no, I'm not going to show you what it's supposed to look like because I want you to finally get it done and then, be so excited that you've finally done it. And if you're like me, you jump up and you do a little dance, and I don't want to deprive you of that. Anyway, so here is all the code for that. Let me make this bit smaller here. Can't make it any smaller than that, I guess. Anyway, so this is similar to the opening a message box code, except it's got instead of message box, it's got all this stuff in here, which is supposed to make a new window that's just blank. And so first you need to have, again, include windows.h, so you have all your stuff in there that's so you can actually write things and it knows what's happening. And the first thing that I'm going to explain is this part right here. This is all one section of parts, and that is this up here is the same part as also this down here, which is window class, wind class. And I'm going to explain what that means. So wind class is all this stuff, and the reason why it doesn't look the same is because I have divided it into parts. I have it divided into parts, and so also I don't have all of these things in here because I didn't need all of them. And so if you don't need all of them, you don't have to put all of them in. The ones that you don't put in just get set to 0. So what you need first is to have wind class here, so it knows this is what is happening. And then in here, these bits are the same as in here. So this first one is, you can see here it says style, so that is actually UINT style. That's what that means. And I'm going to explain that first because it's also got these other things which I put in. These are what styles I want the window to have. So it will explain it in here. Class styles under UINT right here. Oh, and this is Microsoft Learn, which is very useful. I think it used to be called MSDN, but they changed it, I guess, for some reason. I have no idea about that. Anyway, class styles. You can see the class styles by, you can put more by using the OR operator, which you can see I did here. So I actually have 3 in here. There's this one, then there's OR, this one, then there's another OR, and then there's the third one. And I think it's in here. We'll tell you all of them, yeah. So the ones that I have are CS own DC. Where is that one? Here it is. Allocates a unique device context for each window in the class. So that's good because well, I honestly don't remember, but that one is useful. Because something, I don't remember what device context means, but it's good to have a unique one, I guess. Anyway, the other one that I used is CSH redraw. So that one is, where is that one? Here, that one is. That one redraws the entire window if a movement or size adjustment changes the width of the client area. So I know what that one means. That one means if you change the size of the window, like this, you can see on here, because it's kind of glitching, it actually has to redraw the window. Windows have to redraw themselves every time that you move it. So if you don't tell it to redraw it, it will not do that, and then that's going to be really annoying because you're not going to be able to really have it a different size. And so the third one I have is CSV redraw, and I don't remember what CS stands for. Maybe it says, oh, class styles, that's what it stands for. Anyway, so redraw is down here. Redraws an entire window if a movement or size adjustment changes the height of the client area. Oh, so this one's the width and this one's the height. It seems like they could have combined those, but alright then. Anyway, so the second part is LPFN wind proc, main window callback, and that part is actually tied to this part up here, so you can see it also says main window callback up here. So that actually is like telling, I think that's telling this part like go now, do it. And so that part is down here. Call window, it's either call window proc or window proc. They are different for some reason. Yeah, it's not this one because you can see this one has LP previous window function, and this one doesn't have that in there. Well, actually it could be that. I don't know, let me look at the other one. Wind proc. Oh yes. This is the one that I actually want here. Because it's got the things that I have in here. I think that's what's happening. But this one has the variables. I don't know. I don't remember which one you actually need. Honestly, they might even be the same. I don't quite remember. But anyway, this is a callback, which is similar to the WinMain callback. This part is WinMain. It's still in there from before because it's still important, and it also has callback, so that's an important bit. And then you have hwind, uint, message, w_param, l_param, and those are hwind is handled to the window procedure to receive the message. Oops, what have I opened? What is happening? I have no idea. What is this? Oh. That's Steam. Why is this opening? Go away. Okay, I don't know what that even was. It has nothing to do with any of that, any of what I'm doing. Anyway, so hwind is a handle to the window procedure to receive the message. That was crazy. I thought I had pushed something. Anyway, what even was I doing? I've gotten all confused now. Oh yes, hwind. Here you can see it actually says window handle. That's part of a different bit, but the window handle, I think, I don't know, I imagine it as a handle to like, you push down on the handle and then it switches the ginormous switch like mad scientists might have to real life Frankenstein, and then the lights turn on and everything happens. I don't actually know what it actually does. Anyway, so the uint is the actual message, so I think that's what tells the thing what to do. And then there's w_param. I don't know what that does. l_param. I don't know what that does either. I guess they're important though, because we got them in here. And I don't know why you would have them if they weren't important, because they're in here. Oh, additional message information. Well, I don't know what that means anyway. Anyway, so you need those, and like it says here, these are actually called unnamed parameters, and so this last bit, you actually can name it whatever you want. You can delete hwind and call it Stinky Head number 2 if you want. It really doesn't matter. But what does matter is you have to make sure wherever hwind is supposed to be, this is the reason why I have it still as the default stuff. It's because you have to match that to other things. See, like you have to have it all the same down here also, and there might be a couple of it. There's a lot of places where you have to write the message part, but I don't think there's that many places where you... But the more stuff you have in here, the more confusing it's going to be if you change the names. So I am just leaving them as default because I can't remember all that. And also, after you do all this, you have to... Oh, this is part of something else actually. What was I going to explain next? Oh yes, I forgot we weren't finished with this part. So I'm just going to close that. The next part is instance, each instance. So that's down here. and that part is a handle to the instance. So this part is a handle to the window, and this part is a handle to the instance. Oh, so I guess H stands for handle, maybe. Yeah, because this part's handle to the icon. I didn't realize that before. Anyway, I'm still not sure what all that means, but then you also need to have the class name, and you can call that whatever you want, but you have to put it in quotation marks. So where is class name? Which one's that? That's LPCSTR. Down here. Oh wait, which one is it? Oh, I guess it's this one. Pointer to the null terminated string. Well, that sounds just like gobbledygook to me. I think what that is you're just saying what the class name, what the class is going to be called, I guess. I've called mine Wizbango window class. That sounded easy to remember. Anyway, so that's all of those. Hold on, I need to blow my nose. Okay, so these bits are, this is the switch, which honestly I'm not super sure what switch means, but what it does is for the message it makes all this stuff go into the debug window, which the debug, if you remember, oh, it's not the debug, it's just called output. Output's in here, so you can see I've messed around in here, so I already have some. See, there's WM size, and right here is where I told it to say WM size. And so this is what's saying. It's saying when the size is changed, write out WM size. And it does the same for destroy, which means that you're closing the window, and this is close, which is a weird thing that I'm going to show you later because that's easier, but it's like when you push the little X button, it says close, but that doesn't actually make it destroy the window, so it doesn't actually go away. You have to stop the code to make it go away with how I'm doing it. And activate app. Let me see, what's activate app? I've got some of it here. I don't remember. That might be in here somewhere, but I have no idea how to find it. I guess maybe that's opening the window? I'm not really sure. And here we have another thing that's paint. So I'm going to explain that in a minute because that's a whole different thing. And we also have default. And then we have to have return the result. And this is the result. This is the result. It's defining the window proc as these bits, which are the same four things as are up here. So that's what the things have to match. Those are the things that had to actually match, which I was saying about earlier. And there's also, oh, this is for this. I don't know what this parentheses is doing now. Where's that going to? I guess here maybe? I don't know, but you also have to have this result equals 0, but that's L result, so it's, I don't know if that's to do with this L result or not, because I honestly don't remember what that even does. And so what you have down here is, so you need to define Windows Proc, and you also need to register the class. So what I have here is if, and down here is the else. So if, I think what this is doing is if the class is registered as window class, which, I mean, if it's a window, hopefully, because we've told it to be that up here, I think is what happened. But anyway, if that is true, then create window, and that's create window X, which I don't think the X means anything actually important. And let me look that up, because that's got a lot of bits in there, so it's kind of important. How do I search in here? Can I even search in here? I don't know, I'm just gonna use Google. Window class X. Yep. Like I've opened it before. Why didn't I have that open? Anyway, this is the one. Wind class XA. Oh, is that the one? I think that's the same. I don't know why mine doesn't have A in it though. Anyway. So, oh, that might not actually be the same thing here. Let me see. Are my things matching? This is not the same bit. That is for something else, I guess. I need without the A, I guess. Can I get that to that from here? Let me go back here. I think I can get to it from here. Oh yes, here we go. Create window X. Oh wait, that's the same one. Maybe this is right then. Oh yeah. Well, actually, I don't know if I was looking at this before or anything, but this is what we're doing. So this is the same as up here, where we need to replace whatever junk it's got in here with what we actually want. So this is the extended window style of the window being created. Not sure what that means, but we don't need that anyway, so it can be 0. And window class is the same as this. So yeah. And then the window name is going to be Wizbango. The DW style. What's that? The style of the window being created. I've got two in here. I don't remember what those mean. Which ones are those? Overlapping window. Here, oh, overlapped one. Oh yes, this one's good because it makes the window be able to overlap other things, like how this is on top of this, and it also gives you automatically all these other bits, which I'm not sure what these three mean, but minimize box and maximize box, I'm guessing that's these up here. I'm not super sure. Anyway, we also have visible. Where's visible? Here. Oh, the window is initially visible. I guess that means when you turn it on, you're gonna be able to see it, which does seem quite useful. Not sure why you have to specify that, because it seems like, why wouldn't you want that? Anyway, the next thing is X and Y and width and height. So that's gonna be, I guess, dimensions of the window, and I've just put in use default, so it's going to make it whatever size the default is. And then we don't need a parent, we don't need a menu, so those can be 0. And each instance is again the thing that we need to match. Not there. Where else is each instance? Oh wait, it's in here. So that needs to match up there. Because if you don't have your things matching, you're gonna be like me, and it's gonna be a whole problem that you're gonna have to spend hours being like, why isn't this working? Also, make sure you don't have any typos, because before I wrote, instead of window class, I wrote window class with an S instead of a D, and that took me hours to figure out. I thought I was doing something horribly wrong, but apparently I just had a little typo, so that was extremely annoying. Anyway, so param, what's that mean? Pointer to a value to be passed through the create structure. Well, we don't need that, so it's 0. But what is create struct? Because that sounds kind of fun. Defines initialization. Oh, it's just the same as create window. Well, that's boring. Unless I'm understanding it wrong. Anyway, so if this happens, it creates this window. If something else happens, well, I'm gonna write the else's in. I don't know what to put in there, so maybe I'll do that later. I have no idea. Anyway, we also have window handle, which I was talking about earlier. I guess that doesn't have to match, because that's what this means. H-wind. So I guess it doesn't have to match, but you don't actually have to put this in. I think you can make it just 0, but I was told that you can put this in case, because what you actually need is null, but 0 is the same as null. But I was told that if it's ever in the future that null does not equal 0, then you make it like that, and just in case it changes and 0 doesn't equal null, you've got null in there. So this is message, which needs to be matching. Oops, wire. need to be matching to up here, whatever you've put in there. And then I'm not sure what this means, but message result and get message, we've got those in there. And I don't remember what these zeros are for, but we don't need them because we're just doing message. But they need to be in there because there's 4 sections of things, I guess. I just don't remember what they are. So, and then in here we have if message result is bigger than 0, which should be because it equals this other thing, then translate message and dispatch message. I guess maybe that means translate it from like computer language and then send it to me. Not really sure. Oh, also you need to have at the end return 0. That's very important. And oh yes, we need this part. Paint struct. Paint. That sounds really exciting, like you're going to be able to draw stuff in the window that we make. Disappointingly, you're not going to be able to do that. What this does, it says how much the only choices are white and black, whiteness and blackness. So you can make the entire window white, or you can make the entire window black. And you have to tell it how big you want that to be. So there's the X and the Y and the width and the height. So to get the width and the height, you need to do the right minus the left, and then you need to do the bottom minus the top. I don't know why they didn't just do without, I don't know, it seems like they could do something without us having to make subtraction in there, but no idea. Anyway, also you need begin paint, which is what tells it to do the actual of making it. You have to have begin paint and end paint. So that's quite important. And all these in here, whiteness, oh, this is where you put whiteness in. You can put blackness if you want, and then it's going to be black, but I don't want that, so I put in whiteness. And there's also pat blit. I don't really remember what that does, but that's kind of important for later, which I'm going to explain later. And then these things are in it. Here's you need to have the X and the Y and the width and the height in there. And I don't remember where device context is coming from, but I guess you need that in there also. And make sure you have HWind in there, or whatever you have up here, it needs to be matching. And then the break parts are very important. Let me see if I can show all of this at the same time. Then if you want to copy it, you can. Oops. Let me try and open a new frame here. Look at that. Now I can show all of it. Scroll up to the top, and then I can show the top half on this bit. and the bottom half on this bit. Isn't that great? Ooh, this one's not wide enough. There we go. Because this part was making itself be on this side. So honestly, I should have done this before. Make this small. So this goes down to return result, and then where's return result? Right here. So, oh, that's actually not even cutting hardly anything off. Oh, it's cutting nothing off. Wow, that's convenient. So there's the end of that and the start of this, and then you have this stuff. And also another thing is, if you don't want to put this in there, you can actually do just put UINT equals. I think that would also work, but I'm not sure why you would want to do that. Oops, I didn't want to open it. And there's if you want to actually run this, I think I'm going to show you that in the next video, because it has a weirdly large amount of steps, because you can't just do what we did for the message box to run it, because if you do, it's going to get confused. And well, at least mine, for some reason, it was like I had to figure this out. It was like no matter how much I deleted from here and told it do not create the message box anymore, it would keep creating the message box, because it had somehow not worked. So you need to compile the stuff, is what I found out. So I'm going to explain all that in the next video, because I don't know, I feel like that bit is really hard, but maybe it just took a really long time. But what you need to do is, if you've written all this, you have to make sure you push save, this button here. And I think that is going to be the end of this video. So thank you for watching, and I hope maybe that helped. I don't know, that seemed like a really long time of me saying stuff like I have no idea what's happening, but maybe if you copy my stuff that I have written down, you could also make it, I guess. I'm not really sure. Anyway, thank you for watching. Goodbye.